We just had a hate crime with Sonia Massey. You would have thought that she would have used her platform in some type of way to like spread awareness, and she hasn't. I just know Alyssa Violet is somewhere cracking the fuck up. She is somewhere eating this up right now. I just know it, baby. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, your BFF Isaiah, and I am back with another video. And y'all, we here to talk about Brooke Schofield. Okay, obviously you guys know we're here to talk about Brooke fucking Schofield. Oh, Brooke, you disappointed me so bad, Brookie. Oh, so bad, so bad. You really did. Because first and foremost, all right, I am a fucking avid canceled watcher. I watch that shit religiously. So I'm fucking hurt. Because you know how embarrassing it is when I would go to work and I would tell people, they would ask me like, what podcast did you watch? I would say, oh my God, I watched the canceled podcast. People would be like, you watched Tana Mojo? She was a racist. She's this, she's that. Oh my God, she's friends with Trish. Trish is this, Trish is that. I was like, oh my God, y'all. Ease up on me, okay? Like, I'm new to this space of YouTube. I didn't know all of that, okay? So when I found that shit out, I was like, God damn. But I'm like, you know what? It seems like she did a good rebrand. We must have gave her time to grow, right? So this shit happens, and I'm like, goddamn, Brooke. Goddamn, Brookie. Like, you for real? So listen, you let me down and you really disappointed me. And I talked about it in my last video. Do I think Brooke is gonna be canceled? No, she's not. She has too many white girls that look up to her, that love her, and don't really give a fuck about racism. So I don't think she's actually going to get canceled whatsoever, but I do stand 10 toes down on business on what I said in that last video, okay? I don't understand why every white girl who becomes an influencer, becomes famous, just has these fucking racist ass tweets that come back to haunt them. I don't understand it, I really don't. Now, in her initial video that she released, she basically was saying, she provided context for us, right? Basically letting us know that she grew up with all these like racist ideologies because her grandfather was a right conservative, yada, yada, yada. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was actually pretty pleased with the fact that she provided some context, because I'm so oblivious to the fact that racism is still fucking alive. And I really feel like back in 2009, I thought back in 2009, we was free. Like, I thought we was free to be gay, free to be a trans, free to be whatever the you want to be, free to be black, free to be Mexican, free to be who you are. That's what I thought, right? So her providing context clues just let me know, like, the right side is so fucking racist. Like, white supremacy, racism, the fact that kids are being taught these racial ideologies, all that is still very much so alive. But did she actually say an apology? No, she didn't. She got lost up trying to talk about all of that. So she released a second apology video, which I feel like it is only right that me, as a POC and an avid fucking canceled podcast watcher, I should do a little reaction video. So we're gonna watch this together, and I'm gonna like tell you guys what I think about her second apology video. All right, so let's just get right into it.
I want to talk about my last video, okay? Because I am listening to everybody, and obviously I am reflecting and looking back on it, and I do agree with everyone that I missed the mark. I obviously saw everything that was going on, and I saw how hurt everybody was by it, so I felt like I just had to put something out as soon as I physically could so that nobody thought I was ignoring the situation.
Stopping you right there, Miss Brookie, because I actually saw a comment when everything started circulating, and you actually responded back to the comment, and you had said that you were taking your time to make sure that this was, you were taking your time to respond to the tweets because you wanted to make sure that you were sending out the right apology. So, you know, stand on it. You feel me?
Or didn't realize how like important it was, but as a result of that, I put out this like very emotional, scrambled video where I essentially made none of the points that I should have been making. First and obviously most important thing is that I'm so sorry, specifically to Black people and the other people of color who were offended by my tweets, okay? Because obviously I'm seeing a lot of like positivity in the comments and people saying that they forgive me and it's all white people. That's how I know I did not address this properly at all. So I want to be clear that this is directed.
And you know what? That exact comment, it hits right on the mark. What I literally just said, she won't get canceled. She's not going to suffer any type of consequences because her main audience is all white people. So you literally just heard her. It came right out of her mouth. She literally said, underneath the comments, the only people that are forgiving her all are the white people. So that just lets me know I'm wrong for how I feel. I let y'all know she ain't gonna suffer no consequences whatsoever at all.
Specifically to black people and other people of color, and I'm not seeking white people's understanding or forgiveness, approval, or whatever it is. Now, sorry is not enough, in my opinion, for the way that I was tweeting and the things that I was saying online at that time. I know that there's no apology beyond like reparations that can mend that wound. I don't care if I was a teenager. I was old enough to know better, and not only did I choose to say those things, I chose to say those things on a public platform, and I am very, very ashamed of it. Especially sorry to those who were affected in real time, because keep in mind, I had friends and family who were following me at that time, and
having friends and family though on those public platforms, and none of them were educating you, or none of them were like, Brooke, what's wrong with you? Why are you tweeting this? That also scares me. Like, a lot. Like, a lot. Because what the fuck? Someone should have been checked your ass. They should have been like, hell no, Brooke. Like, delete that shit. What the fuck you got going on?
Would have been hurt by those tweets, and I feel sick over that. The tweets were racist, okay? There's no getting around that. They cannot be dismissed as jokes or political opinions or anything else. It was racism. In my last video, I put all this emphasis on my family, thinking it was gonna like provide context, but instead it just made it look like I was pointing fingers and like placing blame, and that was exactly the opposite of what I should have been doing. The fact of the matter is, nobody forced me to tweet those things. I tweeted those things on my own, and the blame is on me. A conscious choice to not learn about politics until I was a young adult.
Sorry. Hold up there. Hold up. The conscious choice to not learn about politics until I was a young adult is what she just said. Yes, you know, racism is a part of politics. However, I also feel like being a race is part of humanity. So no one should have to teach you that you need to be kind to other people, like specifically blacks or Mexicans or any other race. No one needs to teach you that. That's something that you should just honestly know. Like, I don't think that has nothing to do with politics. I'm just now learning about politics. You guys saw my video, what I have like 3 other videos before this where I sat down and I let you guys know, like, I'm literally taking the time to sit back and learn more about politics, right? I'm like glued to the news, glued to podcasts, glued to old reviews and hearings, and I'm learning about politics, government, how government works. That's what politics is. Our democracy. If you want to bring politics into it, you should just think about, like, you should have looked up Abraham Lincoln and just seen that he freed the slaves, right? Like, I don't think that was a good statement to release just because, like, it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with humanity, kindness, and just, like, overall good judgment and, like, common fucking sense. I don't know.
But that did not stop me from tweeting political opinions. I wanted to appear that I knew more than I did and that I was educated, and instead I was spreading harmful, very, very harmful misinformation. I had all the educational resources available to me to learn what was right, and I chose not to. However, the murder of Trayvon Martin has nothing to do with politics, okay? The murder of Trayvon Martin was a hate crime, it was horrible, and he did not deserve it, and no black person deserves it. When it happened, I repeated disgusting misinformation on a public platform, and I'm genuinely so disturbed by that. I truly cannot believe it. It makes me sick, like truly sick to think about it now. Now, I mentioned in my last video how I didn't really open my eyes until after college, but I want to make it clear that when I say that, I'm referring to hate crimes in particular. It wasn't until after college that I realized how prevalent police brutality is and how common hate crimes are. It's constantly constantly happening. I think a lot of people felt this way, but the murder of George Floyd shifted my mindset completely, okay? Because that's when I started to really research and learn what it was like and what it looked like to be anti-racist. I started to seek out my own resources and learn what reparations looked like and learn what I could do as a white person in situations like these. And
sometimes less is more. Sometimes less is more. She talking too much. Like, I would be honest, she talking a little too much.
I'm really, truly ashamed that it took me that long. I talked in my last
You
video
should
about
be.
how I grew up in a Republican household.
You really should
I didn't
be.
say that because I think all Republicans are racist, but I just wanted you to know that those are the only conversations that I had been exposed to. Then I went off to college, okay? And I went to college in Arizona, which is still a red state, but Arizona is also a state with a lot of diversity. And I was a public health major where so many elements have to do with race and racial inequality. I learned so much during that time, you guys. It was actually really eye-opening for me because I had had a lot of thoughts my entire life that completely shifted once I started to learn like things from other people's perspectives. So much of what I previously had believed to be true changed, and I started paying attention to things that I hadn't before. Again, I acknowledge that I was an adult at this time, and I had all the resources in the world available to me to educate myself prior to college, and I chose not to, and for that I am sorry. Really, really wish that I had. I wrote my college thesis on racial disparities, so how things like socioeconomic standing, health, housing, income, and so many other things can be affected by your race. I didn't stop learning there, and I don't plan to stop learning about these issues ever. I truly mean that, and I know a lot of you aren't going to believe me, and I understand that, but I do care about these issues. But I don't want this conversation to be over, honestly. I'm not posting this video to make everything go away. I don't want to try to get myself uncanceled, but I know there are a lot of people like me who are still working to unlearn the inherent racism that we possess still. While I know that I've changed, I also know that there is a lot of work to be done, okay? There is a lot that I could still do that I have not done yet. I promise you that I will. I have been and will continue to look into reparation initiatives to share with you guys, as well as figure out ways that we can give Black creators more visibility, because we know that's a major problem in this space. I want to do everything that I can to show you that I am not the person that I was in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I am not. I understand that there are people who are never going to forgive me, and I do not fault you for that at all. At all. But I truly am so sorry. I am sorry for the words that I said. I am sorry for my racist past. I am sorry for the people that I hurt. And I want to do everything I can to earn back your trust, because it really is very important to me.
Oh, y'all, that was juicy. So, I'm going to keep it real short and concise, and I'm going to just be very honest. As a Black person, myself, first and foremost, these apology videos have gotten out of hand. Why? Because there's way too many. There's way too many white influencers getting on the internet and just making these apology videos. So, no, Brooke, we don't believe you. We don't believe you because we've seen it way too many times before, right? Your best friend has an apology video out there. We've seen it already. We're over it. We don't care. I think what she should have done, personally, is just hopped on there and said, I used to be a former racist. I am no longer a racist. I have been trying to unlearn the inherited racism that has been installed in me, and I am doing the work to be a better person. That's all she should have said. Personally, I would have accepted that more than all the mumbo jumbo that she was talking. I grew up in a Black household. Bitch, my Black grandma, she ain't play that shit. Bitch, sorry. Bitch, my grandma was not having that. I don't want to hear sorry because you already done did it. Do better. Let me see your actions. Listen. So, I really don't care about the apology. It went right out the window. I'm not going to kick her while she's already down, because she's already down. All you can do is hope that she, learns from this and just does better. I personally will not be supporting the Cancel podcast anymore. I will not be watching. I also will not be supporting Brooke anymore. I will not be watching anything she does. I'm unfollowing her on TikTok. Just, no, I'm good on that. Another thing that blows me is like, I feel like if you, and maybe this is just a lesson learned, but I feel like if you are really unlearning those inherited racism ideologies that you were taught, I personally just feel like you would have been talked about that. Like, you would think that she would bring awareness to that. I would think that that's very passionate to go from being like extreme conservative to being almost a liberal. Like, I just think that's something you would have wanted to talk about. So I don't know. I don't really believe it. But Juneteenth just passed. Juneteenth just passed. We just had a hate crime with Sonia Massey. You would have thought that she would have used her platform in some type of way to like spread awareness, and she hasn't. She didn't do it. Do I think she probably will in the future? Yeah, but it's too late. So I don't really know how I feel. I personally will not be watching the Cancel podcast any longer. I will not be supporting Brooke. This is my last time speaking on the Brooke subject. Let me know what you guys think down below. Bye, you guys.